gonna have any fights this week? Oh man, we gotta have some fights.
Is up, Raider Nation? We're running a little late, technical difficulties, and just hung over from the Christmas party. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, not hungover if you haven't gone to sleep yet.
Well, then you've hung around since the Christmas party.
Hey, I'll admit, I've been drinking today, so I'm gonna leave this all to Savage, and he can just do the whole show. I'm just gonna sit here and look pretty.
We should have put the TVMA logo on top for mature audiences.
Yeah, something like that, or the Cage Match TV or some shit, you know.
Anything? How's it go?
I have an excuse today. It's a legitimate one. My job forced me to drink.
My job forced me to drink.
Okay, that's what I'm going with, and that's the way it's going. So however it turns out, it's not my fault. I'm putting it all on Savage. It's his show. Welcome to the Cage Match, everybody.
Welcome to the Cage Match, everybody. Don't you wish you have a job that pays you to drink? You know, that's what Asylum has.
Hey, we get very few opportunities on this, but I do like the fact my job gives me at least 2-3 days a year to be able to drink on their dime. So I'm going to take advantage of it. It's not my fault we happen to have a show the day of that they chose.
Yeah, you are a very dedicated worker, my friend.
I am very dedicated.
All right, well, welcome to the Cage Match, the Friday edition, where we talk about the following game. And this game kind of lost its the upcoming game. I know I got my education.
You've been drinking too all day. We get it. It's okay.
I'm trying to lower it with some Dr. Pepper, zero sugar, okay, cherry.
Hey, how's that strawberry though? How's the Dr. Pepper strawberry?
It's not bad. It's not bad, you know.
You need to try that one.
Yes, this is 0 calories, so I can have zero
guilt.
Guilt. Yeah, there you go. So, all right, welcome to the Cage Match, the Friday edition, where we talk about the upcoming game. See, I got the words right. I got the wrong
game.
Upcoming game. Unfortunately, we won't be seeing our old, our old friend Derek Carr as he was rolled out just before.
QB of 9 years.
Huh?
Our QB of 9 years.
Our QB of 9 years. Our second round draft pick from 2014. He won't be playing in this game, so I guess the game is kind of like a whatever. But because of that,
I want
Well, I was going to say because of that, there might be a easier chance that the Raiders win this game.
Oh, come on.
And
You can't argue with this. I'm sure everybody wanted to see Aiden O'Connell versus a Derek Carr. Which QB, former QB or current QB, was the better QB? Which four was better?
which four? Yeah, which four? Last year, O'Connell with number 4, and then Derek Carr with 4. Which one would have been?
Was without a choice, so we'll give it. But I still want to know which 4 was better.
Well, we'll get into all of that, and of course, we will talk about what everybody else is talking about. This whole fire that has started with social media, well, not social media, but with podcasters when they came to the comments of Max Crosby. Before we go into that, let's go into our favorite. Let's go into our favorite segment, the shameless plug. Here we go, Asylum. It's up to you.
Okay, I'm gonna try to do this lubricated and where everyone could understand me. Here we go. Everyone, go to the Cage Match Show. Like, share, subscribe, give the thumbs up. Go ahead and hit that bell. That way, you know every time a video, a short, a meme, whatever on YouTube drops, and you can watch it. If Roger Goodell wants to be a cocksucker and wants to involve in and get it into our show, go ahead and catch us. Dance Monkey, there you go. On Facebook at the Oakland Raiders Savage page or my page, Asylum. After this show, go ahead and visit WGG, browse their whatever you want to call it, their web page, pick and choose, go whatever, get their sample pack, whatever you want to do. Put Cage Match in the discount code, one word. Cage Match is one word, and get 10% off your entire order.
And like we always say, when you think of wins, you think of dubs. And when you think of dubs, think of W. Go there, get 10% off your whole order. Make sure you put into the discount code Cage Match, one word, CAGEMATCH, W.GG. Go there, help us out. That's our only sponsor, so help us out. And Asylum is drinking Budweiser GG, but he's got that BW.
The BW, there you go, the BW.
Also, go to www.RaiderNationForLifer.com. That is RN, the number 4, LIFER.com. Check out the Compa Fabian's catalog. He has some.
Until I become a Compa, he's just Fabian.
Check out his merch, and because I keep all my hats in the car, so just in case I go somewhere, I have a hat to put on. Yeah. So I don't have a hat on him by him right now, but until then, or whatever, I usually wear hats on the show by the man himself, but right now I don't. So go there, check it out. I need to go and order some more stuff so I can have around with me 24/7.
You and me both. My hats have done disappeared. I don't know where they went.
That's called years of dedication, and I blacked out and I lost some things, but I got way more stuff to replace them in my home. Also, shouts out to RaiderMan19.com, RaiderMan19.com, the RaiderMan from Richmond podcast. We have plans to maybe pick that up, so we're going to.
We have plans on getting him on the show. We have all kinds of plans going with him, but with his new job, he is working a lot, so we're trying to get the timing right all the way around. So everybody, go to RaiderMan19.com to be able to get Raider Oath merch, which you see in our intro with him and unfortunately Marquette King, but that's okay. And we do have a goal. We had the goal this year. It hasn't happened yet, but we do have a goal to get him to the court to be able to give the oath to 65,000 people, whether they're Raiders fans or not. They all want to hear the Raider oath and sit there and say in unison, we are a Raiders fan.
Shouts out to Raider Man. Raider Man he has a birthday coming up, so maybe you know what, let's try to get him on Wednesday. No promises, but that would be perfect because his birthday is on New Year's Day. So let's try to make that. I'll go message him too and be like, Raider Man, you got to come on, man. This is your time. This is your show. So, all right, Asylum. Let's talk about. Hey, you know what? When you said the phrase, when you said oath, I'm sorry, the Raider oath merch, you said it better than me, inebriated. So, shouts out. Hold on.
Get you money. If I try to say it any other time, I'd fuck it up big time. Only because I might be a little bit inebriated on this show.
There you go. All right, let's go into it. Before we start talking about
walls to the walls.
Before we start talking about the Raiders and this upcoming game, the story that's going around is based on what Myles Garrett had said after their last game. Myles Garrett had said to reporters, I'm not trying to rebuild. I'm trying to win now. It's a possibility on moving on, but I want to be a Cleveland Brown. I want to play my career here. There has to be a plan of action. I've got to know where things are going. I need to see a plan to make plans myself. We have to take strides forward, not just as players, but from the top down. So that was the quote
from Myles Garrett.
Yeah, which the clip from Max Crosby's on his Rush podcast was referring to. So let's go and play what Max Crosby had said, and then we'll discuss it. Yeah, go. You got it, or you want me?
Oh, no, go ahead. I'm trying to find it.
Okay, I got it right here.
I got it. If you
go ahead, Max.
I think everything he said, like, I fully agree with. You know what I mean? I fully align with. Like, at the end of the day, like, I'm not gonna play the game forever. That's where it gets. You could ruffle some feathers, and people always be like, "Oh, he wants out," or because I hear it all the time. People love to talk about me getting traded, and that's the reality. Like, I've earned that right to be in. You know what I mean? If they're not talking about you, I'm doing something wrong. So, like, at the end of the day, I agree with what Myles said. Like, I'm on the same boat. Like, I want to win. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be I want to know there's a real plan and execution behind it. You know what I mean? It's like I put in way too much work, bro. And I get it from a front office standpoint and coaches standpoint. Like, well, this guy just be a football player and stop worrying about. I'm like, the people that have that opinion to say, and then, like, I will never operate like that because you're not in my shoes, and you could never be in my shoes. So, like, you don't understand what I do to even get on the field on Sundays, bro. Like, I've had 6 surgeries now. I've put everything into it. I train all year round. I sacrifice all the time in the world with my daughter, my family. Yeah, it's been tough. You know what I mean? It's been 6 years of inconsistency. You know what I mean? It's new coaches every other year, and this and this and that, and new teammates. And there's been plenty of times where I'm like, damn, like, this D-line is cold. And then I come back and every single one of them's gone. You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, like, I want to be a part of something that is all about winning and all about football. You know what I mean? All about not the bullshit, not all the extra shit. Like, I just want to win. And my contract situation, like, I have no more guaranteed money. There's a lot of different things. Like, obviously, you know, there's gonna be a lot of things that need to be talked about, and I'm looking forward to those conversations. So, yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Like, I'm really looking forward to this offseason, the process, and I will say, like, on top of it, like, the Raider fans have been dope and I love them to death. Like, that's one thing through everything. Like, the fans have truly since day one like embraced me and being in their corner, and I think it's been the dopest shit. Like even with my injuries and all the shit, like the support has been like the coolest shit ever. And so yeah, there's so many different things that got to be talked about, so it's gonna be interesting. I'm looking forward to it.
Now I was going to ask you here, what you just heard there, do you feel with what Max Crosby said, is that a gateway to him wanting to leave?
It kind of resembles what he had said going into the end of last year when he had said, if the Raiders don't hire AP, then I might have to look at some options. He never said that he wanted to get traded, but that's what everyone took it as and ran with it and posted all these things about
and everything else. That's why I'm asking the question. Do you feel he wants to leave though? With everything you just heard there, is that a player that has given up on the team and wants out because as it was said, right? He's got no more guaranteed money. Is this a player that wants out of his contract, or is he going to fucking play for the team, but he wants certain things that go hopefully in a certain direction?
It doesn't sound like he's saying that I want to go elsewhere. All he's saying is that, if you just take it as face value, all he's saying is that, I want to know which way we're going, and I do have unguaranteed money. So it's more like, let's get the contract. I want to get my contract worked for this year and this team, and then we can go forward. But I also want to know what we're planning to do as far as getting this team going. So it's one of those where people can be like, well, it's encrypted. He's saying this, he's saying that, he's hinting, and maybe at the end of that video, he's kind of giving like his shouts out to Raider Nation because he could be gone, and that's what people took with it and ran with it because it makes for I don't want to say it makes for great clickbait, but when you say stuff,
that's some big clickbait right there, because you could turn that around and make it sound any way you want and make it clickbaitish. And John Leon here, and he's not wrong with his statement, trading for a first-round pick. But I'm going to say this. He's worth more than a single first-round pick. Yeah. If you're going to trade Max Crosby, he's worth at least 2 or 3 first-round picks. But do we really want to trade away the heart of your defense?
Yeah.
You can say the heart of the team, but in all reality, he's the heart of the defense. And if he's willing to play for the team, willing to ride out his contract and see where things go, I say you keep him. Don't take what you can get. Keep him, because if you start winning, and unfortunately we're talking about next season on this, if you can start winning, he's going to be a guy who's willing to take whatever, contract comes out to stay with the team. And I think it'll be a team-friendly contract. Yes, he's going to get paid, but is he going to break the bank just to get the money? No, I think he'll take as much as he can, but make sure it's a team-friendly, just like quarterbacks do, like Brady's done, like Carr did. You go long list of quarterbacks, and we're going to go with quarterbacks on this one. But, he needs, like I said, the way I feel, he needs to see some kind of plan moving forward. If he doesn't see it, I feel he'll play out his contract, and at the end of his contract, that's where you're going to see it.
Yeah, and, going off of what Jason said, he doesn't want to leave because he has a fan base. Like he was drafted by the Raiders, a team that believed in him when going, from high school on up to college. He was always told he wasn't good enough. Raiders took a chance on him. He became, went into the starting lineup. But in the second year, he was like a starter, and then haven't let it go. This is his first time where he's missed like 3 games.
No.
The game.
This is the first time he missed a game.
Yeah.
And now with
this
the
season,
surgery, it's going to be a total of what, 5 games?
So yeah, something like that. Yeah. So this is the first time.
So this is the first time he's actually been, quote unquote, out in anything, and he's in. But this is him looking at the future. It's one of those things of, okay, I can't do nothing now. It needs to go. And I did see this, and I'll agree with you. It's a quarterback's league, and you do need a franchise quarterback. On the cage match, we feel Aiden O'Connell can be that franchise quarterback, but you still need somebody to get to those quarterbacks in the AFC West. You need somebody who can get to a Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert and now a Bo Nix. If you don't have that on defense, then what's the fucking point? Moving forward, you need somebody to put that pressure on said quarterback of every other team. So yes, you need a quarterback on your team, but you need that defensive lineman who can get to the quarterback to put the pressure and make your defense that much better and make them make those mistakes that your defense can capitalize on to allow your offense to move forward and win that game.
Yeah.
My opinion. Okay. Yeah, not to say, you kind of need both. You can't have one or the other. You kind of need both.
Yeah, and then Max Crosby is a cornerstone on this team, and you want to have like that leader on defense, and then of course whoever the quarterback is, that franchise quarterback, he'll be a leader on offense. But you also need that one on defense, and I think it also ties in when I put up Jason's comment is because he had said he had the same defensive coach for the last 3 years, Patrick Graham.
Yeah.
So he's saying is if we're gonna move on. Meaning, if we're going to let go of AP, which him and a lot of players, and it's still playing hard for him.
He fought for AP last year, and he's fighting from this year. What he's saying is he wants consistency. He's saying the same thing we've said on this show all season. You can't get rid of AP. We need consistency at the key positions, whether it's head coach, quarterback, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, which he's had that one for the last 3 years. But you need that consistency in these key coaching and playing positions, because if you don't have it, then you're just doing the same thing we've done for the last 22 years, right? 2022 was our last
22,
season, right? Yeah. So this 2024 going to 2025. So the last 22 to 23 years, he's agreeing with Myles Garrett. And Myles Garrett's dealt with the same shit that Crosby has with the Browns. They've had a lot of turnaround at the same positions. Head coach, quarterback, fucking wide receiver. They've just been a shit show with some highs and lows, just like we have. And all he's doing is agreeing with Myles Garrett in this statement, but a lot of people are taking it as he wants to go. He wants to be traded. This is this. This is that. They're not listening to what it said. They're taking the words that he's saying and mixing it around to fit their narrative.
Is that what we have become? Very paranoid and hold on, wait. He's trying to leave because it's almost. I don't want to say it almost, but it's kind of like last year with the
trade talks.
No. With Devontae Adams, when he said all throughout the offseason, I want to be a Raider. I want to be here. I traded here because this is my team. And then all of a sudden, he had a hamstring that he used to his advantage when he didn't want to participate or follow along. I don't want to play in preseason. I got a hamstring. I don't want to play no more. I have a hamstring. By the way, I want to get, So, it's different because, Max Crosby, he was playing this whole season after the Raven game with that bad ankle. And he also said in that episode of The Rush is that, when they were mathematically done and over and everything, it was kind of like, okay, well, let me just have my surgery now. And then he found out that he had another issue within his heel of his foot, that if he hadn't taken care of that could have gotten worse. He said every time he try to jump and he comes down on that foot, it's like a nail or a needle stabbing into his foot. So he had to also get his cartilage fixed.
There's that in the high ankle sprain, and a lot of people forget how big of a deal a high ankle sprain is. Yeah. You got players like Patrick Mahomes dealing with a high ankle sprain. You have Max Crosby dealing with a high ankle sprain, and you got players who can play with it. But a high ankle sprain, when it goes bad, it goes bad.
Yeah.
Most of the time, players take times off. Every once in a while, it's a mild, as they keep putting it, in the injury report, a mild high ankle sprain. But you can watch how much it affects the player. We've seen what it did to Max Crosby throughout the season. He started good, things going. But he had that high ankle sprain, and yes, it affected him during these games. He had some good games where it wasn't as bad, and then he had some games where it takes a little tweak, and it affects the rest of the game. Then it got to the point he got rolled on, and that was the end of his season. Patrick Mahomes, the same thing. He's dealing with it. How many times are you seeing him limp off the field? How many times are you seeing him run this season? I'm sorry, but the Chiefs this season, with a rushing Patrick Mahomes, hasn't been shit. Why? Just like Max Crosby, he's had a high ankle sprain since early on in the season. He's trying to fight it out and go. And you can tape it up. You can do different things to help, but it still affects you in the game. Just like Max Crosby can't cut, turn, bend. Patrick Mahomes can't run, cut, and do all those same things. You see, how
especially,
go ahead.
Well, I was saying, especially with Max Crosby, you're on the line. You're in the trenches. You need to to get off of that ankle to fight that D tackle that you're trying to go around. And people are saying, well, he had a down year and everything. Was because he was dealing with that ankle sprain where he was trying to he couldn't get that push off to drive that tackle back into the quarterback or whatever. He still, because he was out there, he still attracted the double team and make sure you get somebody over there to chip him off or whatever, just to make sure. But you still, when it's dealing with your leg, your knee, ankle, or whatever, and every play is you're trying to push 300 plus pounds the opposite way, that's going to take a toll on your ankle to where you don't have that power.
A good 240, right? Yeah, so you got 230, 240 trying to push around a 300 plus lineman on a bad ankle, and it doesn't work out as well as people hope. I mean, he was effective to an extent, and that's mostly because of his motor. That's because he's not going to let an ankle stop him, but you were still able to see that ankle was bothering him, and it affected his play for the last 5 games of this season that he played.
Yeah.
And when he finally decided, okay, I'm done, let me go ahead. I mean, it was hard for him to the point he did not travel with the team for that first game he was out. That one game he missed, the first game of his career, he did not travel. And it wasn't because he didn't want to be there. It was because he did not want to try to force himself into the game because he knew he would. Yes, and Tyree Wilson has stepped up. I was actually trying to do this last Wednesday, 2 Wednesdays ago, whatever it was. I asked Savage to bring up stats on Wilson. Wilson is starting to be the player that everyone was hoping he would have been, that everyone said he's not last year. Okay, and what did I say? Last year, we're going to wipe that out, right? He had that plantar fasciitis. It is what it is. This year, halfway through the season, all of a sudden, Tyree Wilson's spending a lot of time in the backfield. Now, I've seen a lot of podcasters and other shows try to tear him down because all he has was a bull rush, but that bull rush works for him. Granted, if he adds a swim move, this, that, the other, he gets better. But let him work the bull rush. As of right now, next year, work the other moves. I think he's starting to show you why he was chosen at number 7 overall. And I think he's starting to live up to that draft pick. And I agree with John Leon here. Definitely re-sign Chason. And another one we need to re-sign is goddamn Robert Spillane. Those two right now should be re-signed, hands down. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Season don't even need to be over. They need to be re-signed now. And this is where I fault. This is the only fault I got against fucking Tom Telesco.
Yeah, get them players locked up now before you got to pay more once that once the free agency season opens up next year. Get it all done now and everything, so you don't have to try to outbid anybody else. But yeah, I mean, and then going to this comment right here, where I said our pass rush. Jason said our pass rush the last 2 games has been good without Max. And that's probably another reason why when Max Crosby had took himself out, he agreed to rest after that that Panther game when he didn't play against the Browns, when he beat the Browns. It was like, hey, if I'm not 100%, I'm hurting the team out there than I am helping. So it's probably like another reason why he just said, okay, because he wasn't able to be that dominant player this year because of that ankle injury he had since week 2 of the season. So yeah, the pass rush is getting better because you have stronger guys at And
let's talk about the guys that are being effective there. It's not just Chason. It's not just Tyree. You got Adam Butler fucking coming up. You got Snowden. Put his other bullshit aside right now. Right? We'll put that aside. Snowden has stepped up. Chason has stepped up. Adam Butler has stepped up. Jenkins has stepped up. That whole O-line, and we're talking about with, you got Christian Wilkins who's out. Max Crosby who's out. You got fucking Malcolm Kuntz who's out. Just on the defensive line. Then we can go with Marcus Epps, Jacorian Bennett. God damn it. Hobbs, who's been in and out.
Yeah.
Shit like that. But go just the D-line alone. People have stepped up into this. Jenkins ain't got that many more years left. He's an older player. He's got 2 or 3 more years left. But you got people who have stepped up. So imagine if we had all of our starters in there with the rotational pieces coming in when we need them to come in. This defensive line, we're talking about a top 3 to top 5 defensive line if every starter is healthy. Yeah, now, we didn't have that, but we have players stepping up. Our defense has not been the problem this year, except for 3 games.
3, yeah. We had the Panther game, the Bengal game, and I guess you have the Miami game.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to go like that, and a couple of those games, such as the Steelers game, Miami game, shit like that, where it looks bad, but the defense actually played good. They just spent a lot of time on the field. It was the offense that caused those scores to be what they are.
With all the turnovers and everything.
Like you said, there's about 3 games that the defense, quote unquote, didn't show up. Whether they were tired, whatever the situation is, it happened. But really, this defense has played hands down damn good considering the situation. How many times do you see a team that's 3-12 right now? But majority of the games, right? 3-12, right? So we take 3 games of that. So that's 3 and 3-9, right? we'll go with that 3-9. That the defense was actually comparable and played fucking well. It was the offense that killed it in those other 9 games. Why there isn't wins. Now, the Chiefs, right? We could go down their record and they should be 6 in fucking something. They have so many wins that were lucky, and their defense didn't play well, and their offense didn't play well. Then they had some games that
the Chiefs have a 12th member, and that's whoever the head chief is of the referee. I'm joking.
The referee, no, wait. I mean, you go there. I mean, you had the toe that was out against Baltimore.
Yeah.
Right? You had the 2 pass interference games that weren't called. You have us with that damn botch snap. I mean, you could go down. But did the Chiefs offense and defense win, 14 games right now?
Yeah.
They didn't. We know they're playing well now, but in the beginning of the season, they got flat out lucky. Now, we could have been the same way with the role of a down, just different things going. Our defense played well enough. If our offense was comparable, we might be fucking battling the Chiefs for the number 1 position if the Chiefs the Chiefs games didn't go the way they fucking went with pure luck or the rest going into their favor. And I'm just saying, I'm not trying to say, it is what it is right now going, but you cannot blame our defense for our record as of right now.
I can say, with all the injuries and a lot of it, the injury bug hit the defense more so, especially with a lot of the key starters, veteran starters. But if there's any silver lining when it comes to the defense, you have a lot of guys who got a lot of experience starting a lot of games that they probably shouldn't have if the regular starters were there, if they weren't injured and were there. So if a lot of these guys,
fucking Richardson, fucking God damn it. I'm drawing a blank right now. I'm blaming the drink, but still, you're right. A lot of players, and we can go down the line. I mean, Adams, Jenkins on the D line. The only consistency that we've had on defense throughout the shit has been Robert Spillane, Divine Diablo, the linebacker core. Luke Masterson was hurt and hurt early, so that third position has been floating around. But you had, the 2 linebackers been consistent. Paul Mal has been consistent.
Yeah.
Bennett, before he got hurt, was consistent.
Yeah. He was emerging.
Emerging. So it's one of those things of, I'm not too worried about the defense, especially if we keep Patrick Graham for 1 more year. The defense is not what I'm concerned about.
Yeah,
they have put this in a lot. I mean, a lot of these games. I know, I heard the hiccup too. Maury, I'm sorry. Thank you, Jason. That's another one. Maury. Now, granted, Maury, it took this year for him to step up, but he has stepped up. He has put in consideration, do we re-sign him or do we let him walk?
Yeah, because do I have that graphic? Let me get these up right here real quick. Yeah, because these contracts are coming up real soon, especially them and their rookie contracts are coming up real soon. You have that's after next year. This one you have Marcus Epps, who was injured for the majority of the season. He'd be a free agent. You said Spillane that he should have been resigned already.
He needs to be resigned, and I swear to God, if he's not resigned, I might have to go Tanya Harding fucking Telesco on this one.
Crowbar, bing. Nate Hobbs has spent a lot of times. Nate Hobbs has spent a lot of times in and out of the lineup where he had a long stretch of 5 games where he was out, and now he's still kind of hobbled. So, but Nate Hobbs is up for a contract. Divine Diablo is up for a contract. Like you said, Trayvon Moehrig, who, with a lot of guys out, he has matured back there in that safety position with
I'll say
Palamao.
I'll say off this is right here. This list, these 6 players, there's only one player on this list I'm willing to let walk, based off of everything. And I'm telling you, it's by, it's by the minimum, and that's Divine Diablo.
Look at Jason Downs is trying to use Siri. Siri and you are speaking the same language. Magical, Morig. Hey, I'm waiting for this moment to happen anytime soon. Right here.
Take over, Monty. I'm in the bag.
Me?
I'm waiting for that.
I'm just saying it might happen this episode.
So
here we go. I'm done.
So
I'm not gonna lie, but no. After that, so the only player I think that can be released, the one that is on the bubble out of those 6 players, is Divine Diablo. Today, definitely. I definitely give that one. Anyways, I think Divine Diablo is the one out of those 6 players that's on that cusp of he's got to say, it's just a bit outside. But I think Divine Diablo on that list of 6 is the one that can be either or. I like Divine. I think he's done better than a lot of people give him credit for, but he does make a lot of mistakes. To me, Divine Diablo is a better blitzer than he is a linebacker. When he's blitzing, and against the run, Divine Diablo does great. Against the pass, Divine Diablo has holes and needs to work on some shit. The other 5 on that list need to be re-signed and re-signed now.
Yeah, Diablo, the converted safety coming out of college, and that
they use him as a safety. We can see more out of him, but he's great against the run, and that's it right now.
Yeah, and what I was going to say is that's probably where Max Crosby was saying is that I'm changing coaches, which means coaches want to bring in their own players. So now you got that whole turnover again of players, and you're trying to build something with these guys and rapport with these guys that are next to you on the line of scrimmage, and then the next year with a new coach, no, I want my guys, so they come in. It's probably like what happened with Ngakoue when McDaniels came in and he traded Ngakoue for Rock Ya-Sin, who didn't really pan out, and then we had Chandler Jones, who they said everything he didn't make it on the stats, but he didn't get his first sack until week 10, week 11. Then he had that interception for a touchdown. So those are really his only 2 highlights because him alongside Ngakoue, Max alongside Ngakoue, like they were getting after the quarterback. But when Chandler Jones came,
and it was sad to see Ngakoue go because I think next to Max, against, when he was playing with us, that was his best year in the NFL.
Yeah. So he and I don't know if that was in the back of his mind when he said that, but you have the opposite. So the Robin to him being Batman it seems like it has changed every year. Ngakoue, then Chandler Jones. And then they put Tyree Wilson in there because he was supposed to be behind him, but that's when Kuntz emerged. But then Kuntz got hurt. Yeah.
Jenkins. Then Kuntz came out halfway through the year, and it was Kuntz. Then Kuntz gets hurt. And now it goes back to the Tyree, Adam Butler, and, all this shit and going. And they're great rotational pieces. I'm not taking away from any of those 3 players right now. I really think Tyree Wilson, you got to keep him. By the end of his rookie contract, everyone's going to love Tyree Wilson. Tyree Wilson is Colton Miller of the defense. Everyone hated Colton Miller the first 2 years. He wasn't shit. What was Gruden thinking? All this shit. And then all of a sudden, Colton Miller got his feet under him and was one of the top 5 offensive linemen. Or was it, what is that? Right guard?
Left tackle.
Guard, right? He's guard, right?
Miller? Left tackle.
Miller, tackle. He's the right tackle. He became one of the best right tackles.
Left tackle.
Left tackle. Left tackle. Wrong side. Sorry. Left. Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right tackle. You know, in the NFL until that shoulder injury came up. You know.
Yeah.
But before that, everyone said Gruden don't know what he's fucking doing. Why the fuck did he do Miller? Da 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 da. And then he came in, and Tyree Wilson is starting to do the same fucking thing.
Let me ask.
Okay, go ahead.
No, let me ask one more question regarding Max Crosby and his comments. I was looking up some of the stuff, you know, like Max Crosby stats and everything, but I came across this article. I didn't read the article, but I just see the title of it, where I guess some Raider fans are blaming Max Crosby for this season because he was one of the main, forces to have Mark Davis hire AP, and then having the season that they're having this year. The title of the article is "It's His Fault." Dude set us back 2 years, meaning it's Max Crosby's fault for fighting for AP, and look what he did. Now we've set back another 2 years because of AP. Do you agree? I know you don't agree, but I mean, like, I guess what do you think of people who think that way? Because a lot of folks are saying, well, the players wanted AP. The fans wanted AP.
A lot of people on that one are saying the fans wanted AP, but they seem to forget everybody on the team wanted AP. I'm sorry, not everybody. Maybe it was 50-50, 60-40, however you want to go. But the team, the players on the team that were on there from last year and still playing this year wanted AP as well as the fans. So anybody who wants to blame it on just the players or just the fans is full of fucking bullshit. I'm telling you, and I'll say it like this. Look at the last 5 games, right?
Yeah.
Before the win. The 5 games before the win against Jacksonville. So we're taking this last win out of it. So we're going Atlanta, Tampa Bay, Kansas City, Broncos, and the Dolphins. We were in those games. The players were playing to win those fucking games. And at that point, with the record the way it was, how many other coaches could get a team to play like they were playing?
Yeah.
Okay. So, you know, Dan Campbell, you know, his first season sucked.
3-13.
But now everybody's talking about the Lions as being contenders. They were contenders last year. They're contenders this year. But that's because the players are playing for Dan Campbell. They're playing to fucking prove him right. You know, and the same thing here. The players are playing for AP. You can't turn around and go different. These guys are not playing to lose. Yes, they lost some close games. Yes, there was mistakes in the games, whether it was players, coaching, offensive coordinator, whatever you want to go.
Yeah.
There was mistakes made, but they have never given up, even though they had 2 wins and going on a 10-game losing streak. They never gave up. Do you want to bring in another coach that can't do that? Who's going to bring in players in this, and players are going to fucking quit on the coach? I don't want that. I'd rather have AP in and players willing to play for a coach, give everything they have, even in a losing season, and keep the consistency going. Let AP build this fucking team. Right now, This is the first year. This is not AP's team. This is not. Next year, it's more AP's team than it is this year. You're only going to have, 30, 20% of the team that's not AP's team? but the rest of it is. So you're talking about 70 to 80% of the team that's AP's team. How do you think that team's going to play next year? People who want to fire AP are just content with this coaching carousel and content with that being what we've been for the last 22 years.
Yeah. And
everybody who says fire AP is in that boat. I know it's an unpopular statement to say, but I'll fucking say it. You need consistency at head coach. When we had it with Del Rio, we had ups and downs, things were going. Then Del Rio got fired for Gruden. Then we had it down, but then it started coming up, going. But the difference in those two coaches, they had the consistency. They were there. They were building their fucking team the way they wanted it, and you were seeing results out of it. Anybody who turns around and says, fire AP after one full fucking season, happy with these 2, 3, 4, 5-win seasons.
And I'm going off of this right here, because this is what we all believe on the show. You got to give them another season, and now if it's the same result, then okay, no. That's 2 years, okay. But you know what else? And this goes to your theory, or not your theory, but this goes to what you believe. Go to this next season. Start AOC. Start Aiden O'Connell. And if things go the same way it does this year, who's going to be in the draft next year?
Hopefully fucking Arch Manning.
So,
and I've said it before, Arch Manning's better than both the fucking top quarterbacks in this year's draft.
Yeah.
He's better than fucking Shedeur Sanders and Cam Ward. Arch Manning. And if he's not there next year, I know somebody was saying, maybe it was, I can't remember who it was, talking about because of his family, they may keep him out another year to get him to play, in college going. That's okay, though. Find out what you have in fucking Aiden O'Connell. Work on that offensive line. Everyone says O'Connell is shit. He can't run. He can't do this. Last game we saw him running. When the offensive line is done well in the blocking, O'Connell's done well.
Yeah.
Who's to say O'Connell is not the franchise quarterback? You can't say that he's a shit. He's only a second or a backup. He's this, that, the other, because he has not had the right opportunity. He's been designated to play Captain Save-A-Ho both seasons he's been in the NFL. Give him a chance to be Captain Save-A-Ho and save the fucking Raiders before you say he ain't shit.
Yeah. And the funny thing the funny thing about it is they say AOC Aiden O'Connell is the statue. He doesn't move, but in a game he averages less sacks than Minshew had. And Minshew is supposed to be the scrambler. So
right?
Yeah,
right,
so
again, last game. Up until what was it? Middle of the third quarter, I think it was. End of the third quarter, he was the top rusher for the fucking team.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry. Where's it go? I know it says 12 yards here. That's because of sacks and other things that happened. He was well over 18 yards. But the leading rusher.
Well, I want to say Mosa Raider, I think Mosa Raider is Team Ramrod. Say it. Just like we are on the show, Team Ramrod.
And I agree with that. Everyone said he was a statue. Last game, he proved he's not. He can rush, and he's smart enough to know when. He was finally starting to show it because you know what? It was one of those, I'm sure AP turned around and said, go do what you need to do to win this game.
Yeah.
And that includes rushing. A lot of the time, he's been asked not to rush. He's been doing what his coaches have asked him. Last year, he was told, take care of the ball, don't do anything, but throw it, do what you need to do. How was that held against him? This year, he's only had 4 starts total, right? 5 games total, whatever it comes out to. And In the beginning, he was just trying to do whatever. This game, you're starting to see. I need to do what I need to do. I see open field, receivers ain't open. I can run the ball. And he's proving he can run the ball. Tom Brady. I mean, he looked a lot like Tom Brady. In all honesty. Tom Brady wasn't known for fucking taking off and running. But there was times that Tom Brady would run, get the first down, get this, get that. And Aiden O'Connell did the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's a Tom Brady. I'm not saying that. But give him a chance to prove that he's not.
We don't know. Yeah, I was going to say, we don't know if he's not. We're not saying he is, but we don't know if he's not. So.
No, and that's what I'm saying. Give him the chance. I've said it on this show. My goal is don't draft the fucking quarterback. Fucking sit at 6 at 13, whatever. Fix the offensive line and give the job to O'Connell. Let O'Connell prove to you next year, 2025, let O'Connell prove to you that he is either the quarterback of the future or not the quarterback of the future, because in the last 2 years, we have not seen it because he has not had the chance.
Yeah. Anna's son, who's a Steelers fan, that says the same thing you're saying. You know, raising old school ways. Everything that Simon was saying is what son tells me, and he's a damn Steelers fan. I raised him old school ways.
Well, they all can't be perfect, Anna. It happens. Trust me, I know. But, I mean, in the end, it comes down, we don't know if we have the franchise quarterback on the team. I know people don't like him. I know it's an unpopular position that I'm saying, but this is how I feel. I think let me phrase that. I think he can be the franchise quarterback, but he needs it from game one. Not the bullshit that's handed to him with Josh McDaniels, and not the bullshit that was handed to him this year, where he was supposed to be the starter and got out, and AP got outvoted. And I'm going to say it. I feel AP got outvoted by Tom Telesco and Luke Getsy to start Gardner Minshew. Granted, he was at least the backup, and then he had the injury. Things going, but he has not played bad games. He damn near beat the Chiefs for 2 years in a row.
Yeah, in their home, in their house.
In their house. And he should have fucking beat them this year on Black Friday if it wasn't for 3 missed field goals or a bad snap. How is that O'Connell's fault? Yeah. But somehow, some way, it's O'Connell's fault. He ain't shit. He's garbage. He ain't nothing more than a fucking backup. And I'm going to call bullshit on that. I think he has what it takes to be future franchise quarterback for an organization, whether it's the Raiders or not. And hopefully it's for the Raiders. He is a future franchise quarterback.
For all those who don't believe in Aiden O'Connell.
Everything that guy just said is bullshit. Thank you.
Hopefully that's not towards me.
No, I said for those who don't believe in O'Connell saying he's a backup and all that. That's
I'm just saying. It was
my cousin Vinny. No. I said
everything everybody else said is bullshit.
Yeah, so all right, let's go into the upcoming game. Oh, sorry. Let's go into the upcoming game. Now, we are going to New Orleans, where we thought we were going to play an old foe or an old friend who became foe. Or, the Raiders are playing the Saints in the Superdome, whatever it's called now, Little Caesars Caesars Palace, whatever. I don't know, Little Caesars. It's called the Superdome, but of course, how you have the sponsor name or whatever. I don't know. Do you still call it over? Do they still call over there Arrowhead Field or whatever the name is now?
No, in Kansas City, it's still Arrowhead.
Yeah, so we don't go by sponsorships. If they ain't sponsoring us, we ain't saying it. So they're called Superdome.
Still call that thing at the end of a stick that you use another stick with a string to shoot. Does that work?
No, I'm talking about whoever has the sponsor name for Arrowhead Field. They call it like something stupid. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Oh, it's like 4 fucking letters. Can't even fucking say it. It's just GHTG or some shit like that.
DUI field. I don't know. Ask the receiver. Las Vegas Raiders, 3-12, fourth in the AFC West, going against New Orleans Saints, 5-10, third in the NFC South. These are the last 10 games they've played. It's funny that two teams, the silver and black and the gold and black, the series is tied 7-7, and with an actual tie, 7-7-1.
No, that is even as far as I'm concerned.
That's what I'm saying. 7 wins, 7 losses for each team, and of course, a tie. The last time the Raiders played the Saints was 2 years ago, which they got blanked 24-0. They won the last 2 times, and of course, with the very first regular season game played at Allegiant Stadium on that Monday night game, Raiders beat Drew Brees in that game 34-24. That was I'm sorry. Oh wait. 2021. Oh yeah. September 21st. You threw me off.
Year, right?
That was in 2020. 2020. The Raiders, the very first game at Allegiant Stadium, the very first regular season game, it was without fans in the COVID year. Raiders beat the New Orleans Saints on that opening Monday night game, 34-24. Derek Carr beating Drew Brees. So there's not much of a history, but there is a history. Ken Stabler ended his career. With the Saints. So, it is what it is. We thought we were going to go and see Derek Carr in this game. The main stat everyone talks about is that he has been beat by every single team in the NFL except for one, which was the Raiders, because he was on the Raiders for the 9 years that he was here. And this would have been his opportunity to make sure that the Raiders weren't beating him, or an opportunity for us to protect that and not be. Let me start over. That was an opportunity for Derek Carr to prevent that 32nd team to beat him, which would be his old team, the Raiders, for 9 years. But he was ruled out earlier today.
To lose to all 32 teams, if I remember correctly.
Yes, that opportunity right now probably will not happen unless he goes to another team within the AFC after this season, or whatever happens with him and the Saints, them going through a lot of turnover when they fired Dennis Allen. So we don't know what his future is with the Saints, even though he is under contract. We don't know what his future is going to be with the Saints going into next year. But this was supposed to be, yes, he has the left hand. When he tried to dive for a first down, we all know how he tries to dive head first at the sticks in the sideline, where he fell face first onto the sideline, got himself a concussion and broke his hand. Yeah, it's self-inflicted. So now we will face Spencer Rattler, a rookie.
People wanted after Penix.
Yes, he was the next one that we thought we were going to get after Penix was off the board. Of the 6 major quarterbacks that were talked about this past draft, he was on that second tier, the number one of that second tier of quarterbacks coming in. He has had a couple starts in this season, 56% passing percentage, 859 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, sacked 17 times. Longest pass 41 yards, passer rating 68.7, quarterback rating 37. The Saints offense total points scored a game 20.6. So that's who more than us by 2 points. So that was who we're supposed to see. So of course, with this graphic, I try to put in the top leaders who are going to be active in this game, but because of everything, Kamara also was ruled out in this game. So you will not see Alvin Kamara, who is their top rusher and their top receiver in this Saints offense, with who was the offensive coordinator? Kubiak, right?
Yeah, Clint Kubiak, yes.
That's Clint Kubiak
right now.
Maybe he could be ours next year. I don't know. Whatever. I don't know. I'm not saying whatever. We got a tight end that can do many things. Maybe we can have Brock Bowers do a couple of snaps on the center too. We don't know, like Taysom Hill.
He might be able to. He can play running back, offensive line, wide receiver, tight end. Why not fucking quarterback?
Yeah, I mean, he can do anything. Okay, we got Superman playing tight end, as you see over here on the left side. Our number one receiver, 101, our number one receptions, tight end, 101 receptions with 1,067 yards of receiving. And we all know that there are records in play for Brock Bowers.
3 of them. Yep. 9 yards for the receiving yards, 4 catches for rookie wide receiver receptions, which is funny that a tight end's going to be breaking that record, and then 15 away from the overall tight end receptions.
Yeah.
And about what? Brock Bowers is about to break every goddamn
No. He said calm down on Brock Bowers playing every position on offense, even quarterback.
But you never know. We don't know if Brock Bowers can throw the ball. We know Jacoby Myers can throw the ball. Can Brock Bowers throw the ball?
Yeah, and like you said on Wednesday, that 63-year-old record that Mike Ditka has had, that's been posted for 63 years, a rookie tight end could break that record. This game coming up should be broken. This game,
I'm going to say it here. It is going to be broken this game.
Yes. So
even if they double team him, whatever, they're going to have to keep him to 0 catches in order to keep him from breaking that record. And I don't see that happening.
Yeah, and even the with the 101 receptions now, he gets 5 receptions, and Puka. Sorry,
Jeff's comment there. Who's going to catch it? It's going to be Jacoby Myers. No, Trey Tucker for 63 fucking yards. That's who's catching it. I said it first. It's going to be here.
Fudge. So yeah, Puka Nacua. Sorry, I said it wrong. Puka Nacua. That record can also be broken in this game. Yes. And if Brock Bowers goes off and he's the main focal point, he could break all 3 records in this upcoming game.
I think he's breaking the Zach Ertz record in the last game.
You know what? And then what is the record for one? Is it still Terrell Owens like over 20?
For what?
Long time for the overall. The most catches in a single game. Is it still Terrell Owens? Am I in a single game? It's like 20 plus. I'm gonna say throw the Bowers every single play. Let's just break records for our number 1 pick, our number 13 overall pick this past draft. So Brock Bowers.
No, it's actually Antonio Brown.
Oh, Antonio Brown. CT is not real.
With
how
16.
much?
16.
Oh, wow.
Which is
in one game.
Because in one game. Which is funny because Bowers has 13 in one game.
Oh.
He was only 3 fucking catches away from breaking even that record.
CT is not real. So, you have that.
I don't have it.
Looking at the stats between the 2 teams, these are the graphics that I get from NFL.com. So Raiders 29th offense to the Saints 20th. Raiders defense is ranked 9th compared to their 30th. Most catches in the game has only 21 such. Yeah, I thought it was over.
I'm gonna have to look again because I saw 16. And when I looked
because I thought that Terrell Owens in Jerry Rice's last year with the Niners had gotten 20. I thought that's what the record was.
Okay, so 21 could be right, but still 13, 20. It still could happen.
Yeah. So I want 22 to Brock Bowers this game. No, I'm joking. I don't know. Whatever. If it leads to touchdowns, hey, let's do it. Raiders defense 9 to their 30th. Raiders passing offense 15 to the 24th, but of course our rushing is still dead last, 32nd to
now
there.
13 though, with Kamara not being in, is that really a 13?
Yeah. No. Sorry, I was reading the comment. No, it is not 13 because Kamara is basically their whole offense. Whoever's at quarterback, it's Kamara and it's Taysom. So now you got half of them gone.
I'm not worried about Taysom, but again, with that stat there, I'm just saying, with Kamara being in, because Kamara is a beast, is that stat really, legitimate?
Speaking of the Saints, Michael Thomas, former Saint, who is mad at Derek Carr for not being a Saint no more. He holds the single season reception record with 149. I don't know if he'll be able to get that.
No, I don't think he'll get that one.
I think you might be a little too far for 2 games left.
But you know what, though? The only thing I'm going to say on that one is that was a wide receiver playing with Drew Brees at the time. And he was the top receiver. So, if he doesn't get that one, I'm not going to blame him.
In that same offense with the Saints, that's like with remember the tight end Graham? He was basically their whole offense, and he wanted to get paid like a wide receiver. And he ended up going to Seattle, and it wasn't the same as it was in the Saints.
Oh, he shit the bed, is what he did with the fucking Seahawks.
Yeah. So, stay in your lane, bro. Looking at the numbers in depth, Raiders offense, overall yards per game, 300.1, which is 28th, 77.5 rushing yards a game, which ranks 32nd, 222.7. You blocked my stats as I was reading. 222.7, which is 14th, which passing yards per game. Raiders points per game on offense, 17.6. Like you just said, they got more than us, which is 29th. And with our total offense ranking 28th. Our defense yards per game we give up 328.1, which is 12th. And that's with a lot of stand-ins and rookies playing, like you said, Asylum. Rushing yards we give up 117.9, which is 13th. Passing yards we give up 210.1, which is 10th. Points per game we give up 26.0. Which is 27th, and then with our 12th ranked defense. If you're looking at the Saints offense, yards per game, 325.4, which is 19th. They average 120.6 on the ground, which is 13th. Their offense in the air, 204.8, which is 23rd. What's up, Jessica? Hey. Hey. What is it? Oh, there we go. Okay, 20.6, which is 20.6. Okay, yeah, I messed up there. Okay, whatever. Points per game.
I like that.
Who's inebriated right now? Their offense is ranked. They're ranked 20.6 in the league. Okay, I don't know. Okay, I messed up right there. Okay, we all make mistakes, guys. Okay.
Just this time, though.
Just this time, their offense ranks 19th in the league. Their defense, yards per game, they give up 378.4, which is 30th, close to last. Rushing yards, they give up 137.9, which is 30th, close to last. Passing yards per game, they give up 240.5, which is 28th, a little higher than with that one. And points per game, they give up 23.1, which is 17th. Defense is ranked 30th. So Asylum, with those numbers, what does that tell you?
I mean, with these numbers, we've said this before. What I'm seeing is we actually have a chance to be in this game and win this game.
Yes.
Just based off of these numbers. Our defense, they got the 30th overall defense. We got the 12th overall defense. Our defense, with Derek Carr being out, should be able to hold this team with Spencer Rattler. Keep it going, keeping us in the game. It's going to come down to that offensive stat of who could score the more points, which, granted, they have that stat, but Kamara is, they points per game 20 versus our 17. But we might be able to do better in this. You got Carr out. You got Kamara out. You got, go back to the injury list.
There you go.
You got, Kamara out. Chris Olave is questionable. You know, Marquez Valdez
Scantling.
I was getting there. It's questionable. I mean, so with the things that are going on the offensive side of that, you know, there's a chance, which is going to piss off a lot of fucking fans, that we could actually go on a 2-game winning streak here, and I feel we will.
Yeah, and basically, this is. I mean, I'm not gonna. Any game Sunday, we can win any game. Whatever happens. But this is probably our last chance to get an easy win of a team that's.
I'm not going to call this an easy win, but I call this a win.
Yeah, well, I'm saying between the Saints and then next week going into play the Chargers in Las Vegas. This is a more yeah, we still don't know when they're playing, but this is a more obtainable victory. I guess is what I was trying to say. And if you look at our injury report, you see these guys. Kanai Muaga. Meredith was rolled out, but everybody else is all probable. Even Jackson Powers Johnson, you saw him. He was out for a play or two. He's on the injury list, but he should be playing. Dylan Lave's mostly been special teams. He hasn't seen any offensive plays. Yeah, but he should be playing. Clavon Chasen, he was probably the only injured coming out of that game. He has the foot, but he's been full practice. He should be a go. Nate Hobbs, another illness, but he's probable. And you know what? I was
Meredith on there twice.
Because Meredith is on there twice because I'd rather have him in the game than the center. I'm forgetting his name right now. Yeah, Andre James. So that is your injury report. And yeah, Asylum, I mean, like right now, and this is what everyone is looking at and everyone's getting pissed off about is how we fell.
I love Jeff right now. 20-40-0. I love that shit. Fuck all the takers, right? Fuck Shador, right, Jeff? It's fuck Shador right here. This is a W right here to drop us down to what? 13, fucking 16, whatever it's going to be.
Can you imagine if we get back to 13 again like we did last year?
Hey, I'll be happy with that. You know why? I trust Telesco at 13. He got us Brock Bowers. I trust Telesco at 13.
Yeah. I mean, and that was, like you said, that was the work of the Falcons making that, hey, we're going to get Penix. Oh.
I love Jeff. He needs to come on the show more often if he keeps talking like this. I love you, Jeff.
Everyone's going to be like, we can't watch that cage match show. They're not going with the narrative to tank.
Fuck the narrative.
Thank you very much.
No taking. That should not be in your vocabulary.
You look on here, and after that win we had against the Jaguars, it did bring us down 2-6. But as you see here, the Jaguars and the Titans do play each other. So somebody in that, unless they go with a tie, I don't know how that's going to look, but somebody in that game is going to get a fourth win, and they're going to move out of that top 5 list right there, us being right outside with number 6. So as of right now, we're number 6.
Unless, of course, we get the win, then we don't have to worry about that list.
So everyone is mad and everything because why do you want the Raiders to win? Let's lose now to win later. I don't have a T-shirt.
No, hold on. That doesn't always work out. You don't lose now to win later. Because if you lose now and keep that culture in the goddamn team, that culture follows us. We've got 22 years of fucking losing.
Yeah.
That culture's already there. The only way you break that culture is by fucking winning. That's the only way to break that culture.
It reminded me how and this is on the opposite side of the spectrum. It kind of reminded me of that 76 season when if the Raiders would have lost to the Browns, then the Browns would have knocked out the Steelers, and the Raiders would have had an easier path to win Super Bowl 11. But the Raiders said, "Nah, we don't go out there to lose."
They didn't want the easy path.
No, was it the Bengals? No, I'm sorry. It was the Bengals or the Browns? The Browns, right?
Browns, yes.
Yeah,
we remember the game because the Browns went for it on fourth down or third, whatever it was on the goal line, and threw the interception. And then that forced us to play the Steelers. And that's the thing. They wanted the Steelers because the Steelers were the fucking thorn in their side at the time. And they didn't want the easy way out. They wanted the Steelers.
Yeah. So, I know the Browns was that game in 1980. Oh my God. In Cleveland, but I'm trying to remember if it was the Bengals or if it was the Browns when they came to Oakland. Okay.
It was the Browns. I think what you're talking about was the Browns.
Yeah. And that's what everyone kept writing about. They said all the writers are writing about, well, the Raiders will probably lose this game to have an easier path. They don't have to see the Steelers, who the Raiders had lost to the Steelers in that play and in that run. Yeah. They lost to the Steelers 72, 73, and then 70, like almost like what, 4 in a row? No. They lost because they beat the. I don't know. There was one season they beat the Steelers, but in the playoffs. But then, they ended up. The Steelers had the Raiders number for the most part up until that 76 season, and that was the narrative: is the Raiders should lose to the Browns, so the Raiders could have an easier path. It's some lose now to win later.
But we don't want the easy path. We were the first team to go from the wild card spot and win a Super Bowl. Why the fuck do we want the easy path?
Yeah.
You know, that's the thing. That was Madden. We can't win the big one. But you know what? That was because we kept losing to the Steelers. We wanted the Steelers. We didn't want no excuses. We didn't want it is this, that, the other. We wanted to go through the best team in the AFC, which was the Steelers at the time. And we did. And then we won the Super Bowl at that. And we said, we gave a big fuck you to the Steel Curtain because the Steel Curtain that year wasn't shit.
Yes.
Not against the Raiders, anyways.
Well, we don't believe in losing on purpose because we've seen throughout the season that they do it naturally. But when they do win, when they do win,
naturally. Tanking is not in our DNA. Al Davis said, just win, baby. Okay? It don't matter if you're 1 in fucking whatever, 2 in whatever. Al Davis wanted wins no matter fucking what. And that has transferred over and going. It's not just tank, just lose. Let's get the best fucking draft pick, anything else like that. There's a reason why we've only had the number 1 draft pick once in all of our 65 years.
And who was that?
Jamarcus fucking Russell. And how that turned out for us. There's only one time we had it. Because there's no such thing as just the best draft pick. It's always been just win, baby.
Yes. We could have had Megatron, but we ended up with Jamarcus Russell. That's a whole nother story.
And we could thank who for that?
Matt Millen.
Al Davis.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it was with Matt Millen and Al Davis and Matt Millen.
I don't care who convinced him. It was still an Al Davis pick. It was Al Davis who did that. So all these people who keep putting it on Mark Davis, like Al Davis didn't do shit, everything else. Everyone's got to remember the last, 10 years of Al Davis's life? All he did was overpay for free agents, and his draft picks were always a reach for the last 10 years of his life.
Yeah.
And then the salary cap hell we were in. I know everyone gives Reggie McKenzie hell as a GM, but you know what? He fixed our salary cap hell within 2 years. I give him credit for that because that was not easy to do in 2 years because of what Al Davis did. We should have been 5 to 7 years in the hole, and he did it in 2 years. So give McKenzie the credit that he deserves as a GM on fixing that problem after Al Davis died.
He was a great accountant, former Raider linebacker. All right, Asylum. It's all over. Every Friday show, we do Know Your History. And this one right here is
With what
20. We went with 2016.
Okay.
Jack Del Rio, very first game of that season, Jack Del Rio, when he 1 for 2. I'm not gonna tie them. I want to beat them. So this is that game, 2016, which was the 15th anniversary of the terrorist attacks of September 11th. That game was on September 11th, 2016. So this is Know Your History. The Raiders at the Saints, 2016. I got it. Here we go.
And all you Raiders out there need to know your fucking history.
5 seconds to go. It's coming down to one kick for Will Lutz. They're going to try a 61-yard field goal. Yep. Pressure will snap. Morstead will hold. He's got it airborne. It is. He's got the distance, and it is.
Welcome to New Orleans. Getting ready to get started from the Superdome, the Raiders and the Saints.
To start doing something special. This is just the beginning. All right, let's ride out.
Well, where else would you rather be, man? You know what I'm saying? The Raiders here, coming to take over New Orleans.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
We know how to win. All right. Last year we learned how to compete. This year we learned how to win. Close games out. Understand what it looks like. Complimentary football, 3 phases now.
Hey, let's show them what we got today, fam. We go out here and put that work in. We're gonna put the grind in all week. Now it's time to shine. Unleash it today, man. Unleash it.
By any means, we gotta get this win. By any means, fellas. 1, 2, 3, Raiders.
It's Sunday, and here in America, that means it's time for football. But on this day 15 years ago, the world was shaken. Towers crumbled. Thousands of our fellow Americans lost their lives. Our nation and the whole world mourned as one. And on this 15th anniversary of a very dark day, that's the light that America continues to shine for the whole world to follow. May God bless this country we love. Enjoy the games.
It's getting loud here.
Happy New Year. We're underway from New Orleans, 2016 underway. Breeze on 3rd down. Has time. Cox does not throw now. Hit. Fumbles the ball away. The Raiders may have it on the 20-yard line. Bruce Irvin got him from behind. The Raiders have recovered the fumble. Inside the 5. Murray. Touchdown! Raiders! Just powered in. Breeze going to throw, caught, touchdown right on the goal line. It went to Willie Snead.
Look out, when you run it up, don't be running up like, oh my God. We're still not executing the coach the way we need to. All right?
They started out okay. It looks like something happened and they aren't quite clicking.
Well, I think that's got to start on defense with the Raiders, Chris. They got to get some stops. Through that second quarter, the New Orleans Saints did whatever they wanted, getting up and down the field and scoring touchdowns. They get some stops, get it back to the offense, and if they can find some balance, slow the tempo of this game down and give Derek Carr and this offense a chance.
I thought the timing of Derek and the receivers and the things that they've done, I think they did some good things for us.
Carr going to go for the end zone. He overthrew, but Cooper made the catch. What a catch by Amari Cooper. They give it to the fullback, Alvin, and they're right back into the game. Hand off to Jalen Richard. Straight ahead. Back pedals in the hole. Breaks free. 40. He may go. He's gone. One guy can catch him. 20, 10, 5. Touchdown! Raiders!
Trying to win. Got to win, man. Still got a lot of games to go.
They bring a lot of pressure. Carr back. Runs away from it. He can run for the first down here. Maybe dives for it. Over the top. First down with a play by Derek Carr. Throws big cut. Caught. Willie Snead inside the Raider 30. Fumbled the ball when he went down. And it's picked up by the Saints. Michael Thomas runs it inside the 5-yard line. What happened there? They're going to the goal line. Touchdown to Traverse Cadet on the outcut. Wow.
We're gonna keep coming. We're going to keep coming all day, and we came here to win, and that's what we're about.
Carr in the gun. Carr looks left, throws, caught. Seth Roberts diving for the end zone. Touchdown! Raiders!
They're going for two, guys.
They are going for two in the wind. Wow!
Coach Del Rio came up to me and said, "Hey, we're gonna go score. We're gonna go for two." And I said, "Okay."
Looks left, throws a lob for Michael Crabtree. He caught it! He caught it! He caught it! The Raiders have the lead!
Go home
now. 5 seconds to go. It's coming down to one kick for Will Lutz. They're going to try a 61-yard field goal. Pressure will snap. Morstead will hold. He's got it airborne. It is. He's got the distance, and it is no good. The Raiders have won the game, and the Raiders get out of New Orleans. The Big Easy with a hard win, but they win on opening day.
What a game.
35-34 Raiders. Incredible.
Man, that was so gritty. Man, that was so good. You hung in there. A lot of things are going to go better for us this year. But guess what? What's it all about? Just win, baby. That's what it's about.
Just win, baby. And I goddamn miss Greg Papa on the damn announcing. I'm going to say it right there. I miss Greg Papa.
Damon King came in during the video. He said the good old days, and sometimes when I watch these clips, I'm all like, "Oh yeah," and then I'm all like, "Why do we get rid of all these players, man?" Or the coaching changes,
right? So. But that's what it is. You said it right there. That was 2016, right? Derek Carr's best year until he broke his leg. Everything on you look at the players on that team. Crabtree and Carr were fucking awesome together. You know, you had Seth Roberts. You had, you keep going. But yet, what happened after that year?
They changed offensive coordinators.
And then they ended up getting rid of Del Rio. And but that's the thing. There's so much change when that shit happens. And this is the key to everybody who says AP's got to get fired. All this other shit. This is the shit that goes. We can have great years, but when you make these changes, it goes downhill after that. And this is why we need the consistency. We need the players to stay. I mean, you saw players in there. You saw Jacobs. You saw fucking Khalil Mack. Carr. I mean, we go down the goddamn list here.
Seth Roberts.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Seth Roberts won us a lot of games. He had the big play against Tampa Bay also.
Yeah.
To win that game. Everyone talks about whatever, but they forget about the little shit. When a team is gelling like that team was in 2016, only thing I blame Del Rio for is keeping him in against the goddamn Colts in a game that was already won and fucking lost us any chance in the playoffs. But that being said, that team there, we were supposed to be shit. We surprised every team, and we had players willing to go. This is why you keep what you got when it's working and keep moving forward. Or you got potential or something, such as, look at that team there. First game, they came out in the end, thank God for a bad kick, but come down to, in the end, winning that game. You think players are going to play for Josh McDaniels that way? Fuck no. Are they playing for AP that way? They would have won that game hands down for AP. And to answer D. McKean's question right there, I think AP can't be the answer. This year, you have to throw in the back.
Mulligan. A mulligan.
A mulligan, yeah, exactly. He's going to make the mistakes that he's made because he's a first-year head coach. Let him make the mistakes. Do you see the way the players are playing for him, even though these mistakes are happening? Tell me a head coach right now, and I can only think of one right now, where the players are playing like they are for AP. Only one team. Tell me what that team is.
Dan Campbell?
Yeah, the Detroit Lions. That's the only other fucking team right now that's playing and look at they got a winning record, right? And they're playing hard. Yeah. You expect that. We have our season's been over for how many weeks? Yeah, you got players playing just as hard as those Lions players are for Dan Campbell right now. Do you really want to get rid of AP because of that? Give him a chance to make this his team. This is still 50-50, half of McDaniel's team right now.
And that was in that 2016 year. That was Derek Carr's third year in the league. Their third season. And O'Connell next year will be going into his third year. Derek Carr wasn't a first round pick. Derek Carr wasn't a first round pick.
On this one, he's not comfortable with AOC, but you know what? I am. I think AOC with an offensive line. We're going to take the running game out of it. Okay? I know everyone's saying running game and offensive line. Take the running game out of it. Just with an offensive line by itself, I think O'Connell could prove he's the franchise quarterback the Raiders have been looking for.
Yeah. I mean, we can go back and forth with this, and we're going to have many episodes, even especially right after the season, until we get definitive on whether they're going to do a head coach, a coordinator, going into the draft and all that. And Jason Dean, I want to talk to you later.
Anything related, we definitely want Damon King on there because we know he watches a shit ton of college football and knows his shit.
Yeah, so Damon King, I'm gonna reach out to you.
Who turned around and said Brock Bowers was going to be a beast.
Yeah.
And
so we're drafting Demon King for the draft. This coming up. Demon King, don't walk out. No, don't pull a Sanders on us. No, I'm joking. No, I'm joking, Demon King. I know Demon King from a couple years now. So we're gonna draft you, Demon King, for the show. Okay. So and I want Demon King knows.
That's what's great about our show, let alone the way it should be, being able to agree to disagree.
Yeah.
You feel one way, I feel another way. You're not wrong. I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
But we could agree to disagree. And that's what makes our show great because we like people who come on the show and disagree with our thinking.
We try to make it.
If it's Shador, you might not be on for the goddamn draft show.
We like to Legend Day. We like to have an entertaining show, but also have all opinions be represented on our show.
Even appreciate it. We appreciate all opinions.
Yeah.
Even if and I'm gonna say I mostly, because I think it's mostly me, disagree with the chats or whatever going. You know, even though we have disagreements, we appreciate everyone's comments. And just because it disagrees with us doesn't mean it's a wrong comment.
And we know that the viewers appreciate when Asylum gets pissed off and goes off the rails. So that's what we learned.
I think some people try to do it on purpose, to be honest with you, but that's okay.
That's why there are padded walls behind him, so he won't hurt himself.
Yeah, see,
all right.
Come in the room, I'm in
it. Okay.
I can bounce.
Before we end the show, tomorrow would be.
You're wrong, Demon King.
Before we end the show, tomorrow will be 3 years since we lost John Madden. John Madden passed away December 28th, 2021. We all know John Madden, coached 10 years with the Raiders. Super Bowl 11 in 1976. And then he went on to have a great broadcasting career and has one of the biggest NFL video game franchises ever with his name on it. So
he wanted nothing to do with it at first.
Yeah.
At first, he wanted nothing to do with it. And then look at what it turned out to be. Thank you, King. We appreciate you wanting to come on. You'll be in Green Bay. We'll get things worked out to make sure that you'll be able to be on. We appreciate you coming on.
Yeah.
Agreeing. We have it here. If he's not on during the draft, everyone can fucking give him shit because he's agreed to be on right here.
And if he's in Green Bay, maybe he can be our on location correspondent. So I don't know, we'll see.
Maybe. Hey, with what we've been talking about, we can get him on too. That might be good. A live reaction to whatever our pick is.
Yeah. So but John Madden, we lost John Madden 3 years ago. Legendary coach for the Raiders.
I don't know what side he's on. I'm trying to figure it out.
I had made this video a long time ago right after he passed away for Raider Homer for one of his Monday shows. So I'm going to play it again. This is a dedication to John Madden. Like I said, who passed away 3 years ago. Tomorrow will be the 3-year anniversary of losing our legendary Raider coach, even though the national media sometimes doesn't tie him to the Raiders. They just want to tie him to broadcasting and to the video game. But it started with him. It started with Al Davis and the Raiders.
We know the truth.
Yes.
Raiders fans know the truth when it comes to John Madden.
Yes, so here's that video in dedication to John Madden passing away 3 years tomorrow. So here's that video right here.
We'll always talk about immortality, and some of us think maybe we will be immortal, that we'll live forever, but when you really think about it, we're not going to be. But I say this, and this is overwhelming and mind-blowing, that through this bust, with these guys in that hall, we will be forever. I think over in the Hall of Fame, that during the day, the people go through and they look at everything. And then at night, there's a time when they all leave. And all the fans and all the visitors leave the Hall of Fame. Then there's just the workers. And the workers start to leave. And then it gets down, there's just one person. And that person turns out the light, locks the door. I believe that the bust talk to each other.
I just want to say in closing that it's been a great ride. And I want to thank everyone who's been along for any part of it. And speaking of great rides, I was lucky enough to be carried off the field after we won Super Bowl 11. It was the happiest moment of my life. And today feels like the second time in my life that I'm being carried off the shoulders of others. And instead of 5 or 6 guys, today I ride on the shoulders of hundreds of friends, coaches, players, colleagues, family. I just say this, I thank you all very much. And this has been the sweetest ride of them all. Thank you.
RIP to the greatest coach in Raiders fucking history right there. I mean, he did so much. he did so much after his tenure as a head coach, and I'm not trying to take anything away from that, but hands down in my book, he's got to be the greatest head coach in Raiders history. I believe he still has, to this day, the record for winning percentage of any head coach in the NFL.
Yeah, his winning percentage
is like 733.
See, I don't have those around me right now.
You got it, Joe. I need to look it up.
Well,
look it up.
I'm looking at
you look it up. I'll give you this one.
750.
750. Okay, I wasn't far off.
Yeah,
I wasn't far off.
750 regular season, 563 with the postseason.
Yeah,
but
well, he lost to the Steelers a lot.
But I mean, at that era, who were the other coaches in that era? You had Don Shula, you had Chuck Noll,
you had who's the goddamn Cal coach?
Tom Landry.
Yeah, Landry, Shula. I mean, he went up against some of the best head coaches in the NFL. It wasn't whatever, and he still is the winningest coach as far as records go in the NFL.
Yeah. He never had a losing season. His last season was 9-7. And that was that season ended with the Holy Roller, 1978. So
hey, I believe every name Raider game is under John Madden, isn't it?
For the most part, yeah.
Every name game is under Madden. I don't think there's any other name game under another coach.
Well, you have the snow game. You so
okay.
In that era, yeah.
Well, no, I don't. I'll even take the era. That's right. One other game that was not John Madden's. Every other name game is under John Madden.
Yeah, you have the Immaculate Reception, the Sea of Hands, it goes to the post.
The Holy Roller.
The Holy Roller. I think, yeah. I can't think of any other one.
I can't think of it. God damn it.
I think that's all of them. I know. No, but that was under Tom Flores, though. I was going to say the one with the Browns, but that was under Tom Flores. That was when they got the.
It's not a name game.
It's not a name game. They try to name it, but it's not like Sea of Hands and
and
so
the Holy Roller, and it goes to the post, and
yeah,
so, the
Heidi game. Yes, there you go, against the Jets.
Thank you, Alicia.
Oh, she had that up there.
She did it.
She did have it up there. Heidi.
She had it.
The game that the East Coast didn't see.
I told you there was one more.
The game that the East Coast didn't see. Right? Yes. The 8 seconds with 2 touchdowns.
Not important now, was it? And who was that against?
Huh?
I said, who was that against?
That was against the Jets.
The Jets.
Yeah.
I'm learning. Hey, you know what? You learned it good. You learned it good. The Ice Bowl against Cleveland. Jeff forgot that one. The Ice Bowl.
Why am I blanking on the Ice Bowl?
No, I thought the Ice Bowl was against Green Bay.
The Ice Bowl was Green Bay and the Cowboys, wasn't it?
We had our version of the Ice Bowl too, because remember they covered it. And no, that was against not Cleveland. That was against fucking the Steelers. Because
they put in the playoffs.
The field.
Yeah.
They let the edges uncover.
And it froze.
Steelers, not Cleveland.
Yeah, in the playoff.
Our version of the Ice Bowl. I'll say it that way. Our version of the Ice Bowl.
In the playoffs, was that I think it was divisional or was that championship? I know it was in the playoffs. I think that was 19.
That was like 72, right?
No, I think it was 75.
Was it not right before? No, that wasn't right before our fucking year we went.
Yeah, I think because 72 was Immaculate Reception. They lost to them in 74. I want to say 74. That was when Al Davis was talking to Pete Rozelle, and Pete Rozelle was all like, "Well, it's the same for both sides," and he goes, "No, not the way." Yeah.
Do you know what we fucking do? Because we had Cliff Branch going.
Yeah.
Man.
And that they had to bring the receivers inward, which put them, everyone basically narrowing the field to that Steeler defense. So we couldn't go deep because we couldn't use the edges to get around. We had to go within, and the linebackers and everybody else. So, yeah, if that's what he's referring. It was the Steelers in that playoff game in 1974.
Steelers, yeah, I think it was Steelers,
Yes. Same division and same locations.
I'm not trying to say he's wrong. But I believe that was the Steelers game, not the Cleveland game.
Oh no! I know what he's talking about now. He is talking about the one.
It was that interception.
But that was Tom Flores. Yeah. That's what he's talking about. That playoff. Yeah, that's what he's talking about. I had to wait because I'm a Cleveland, and then I had just mentioned it, but no, yeah. But that was under Tom Flores. But that was that game against the Cleveland Browns when why am I blanking on who got the interception? I'm blanking on him right now. But he got Davis.
It wasn't Clarence.
No, it wasn't Clarence. But he got the interception when they went for that fourth down, and he got that interception
or whatever. Well, yeah, they were trying to go for the touchdown and. Basically, we got the interception to win
Mike Davis. See, Mike Davis. Okay, yeah. Okay, so yeah. That, and when I kind of thought about it, I said, oh, wait. He's talking about that Cleveland game in 1980 when the Raiders won the Super Bowl as a wild card team. They got past the Cleveland Browns, but that was under Tom Flores. We were more so referring to under John Madden. So look there was more other games outside of.
There was. But
he had.
I don't think it was that Cleveland game. I don't think that was the Ice Bowl. I think the Ice Bowl that they're referring to for us was against Pittsburgh because they did the whole tarp shit and this at the other, and the sidelines were still covered in ice, but the rest of the field was okay. They narrowed the field. It's the same for everybody, but it's not the same because we had fucking Cliff Branch shit. Who was, on the outside, the speedster, and he couldn't do shit because he couldn't run on the outside, and they basically narrowed it down. Just like when you get within the 20-yard line, to the end zone, it shortens the field, and that's what happened. And Rozelle said, it's the same for everybody, but it really wasn't.
All right, we went 52 minutes over the usual Friday show.
Hey, we got 8 minutes to go. Let's go. Come on. You got something to say.
No. Because your 8 minutes is like you 8 minutes more. That's like in a football game. Oh, it's like when you tell your wife, there's only 2 minutes left in the game. Okay, hold on. That's where you're like another 20 minutes. Timeouts. Commercial break.
And that's a 2 minutes, or is that football minutes?
What do you mean? All right, Asylum. Any last words or anything regarding this game?
All I gotta say is, I'm gonna go the unpopular position here. I hope we get the W again. Last time I said it, we got it. I hope we get it here too, because you know what? I'm not about the draft pick. I'm about the fucking wins. It's just win, baby. Let's get this W against the Saints. And even though Derek Carr might not be playing, I still want he's out Derek Carr because he's on the team.
He's not playing. He's going to be on the sideline watching. So,
okay. But he's on the team, and I want that W. I want to beat Derek Carr. I'm not, I want to give him the roundabout way of losing to all 32 teams.
But he lost to all 31 teams, and then the Raiders.
And then there's the Raiders.
All right. All right, so we'll see what happens in this game coming up, and we'll see what kind of fire happens. If there is a win, the Raiders take care of business in New Orleans, and we'll see where we drop to when it comes to the draft and how pissed off everyone will be. I am the Oakland Raiders savage.
I can tell you now. They're going to be. You think it was bad this week? Wait till we get this W here. Just wait. Meaningless game. It's already dropped us 10 years. We win this game, and I guarantee it's going to drop us 20 years. And I'm not saying any names this week, but next week after this W, I might just drop some names.
All right. Well, everyone, have a great weekend. Have a great weekend. Be safe. The game is an early game, so it's on Sunday. I know with this weird NFL schedule the last 2 weeks with the holidays and everything, but game's on Sunday, early game, 10 o'clock Pacific, 1 o'clock Eastern. So, no. 10.
No, it's 12 o'clock my time. No,
well, you're not Eastern. Okay, you're Central. I said Eastern.
The time I saw was 12 o'clock fucking Central.
Yeah, for you. I said Eastern. 10 Pacific. Eastern, 1 o'clock.
Eastern, 1 o'clock. But we're going to get the W. I don't care what time it is. It's a W. Getting the W. It's a W. All the
I don't care.
Who want the loss, fuck you, because it's going to be a W.
He said, I don't care what time. It's still a W. Time zones don't matter. All right. With that said, everyone take care. Enjoy the game or whatever. Let's get that W. I still want to see W.
If they win, there ain't going to be much enjoyment except for the people who want us to win. They're saying.
And we go out like we always do with a word from Coach Wallace. But here's a word from Asylum right here.
Take over, Monty. I'm in the bag.
All you other NFL teams, your tailgates are weak. Your teams are weak. We might be down right now, but it doesn't take away the history. And all you Raiders out there need to know your fucking history of who the fuck you playing for and where the fuck you're playing. Damn it. Oh, and by the way, I won my last cage fight. Again, I'm still undefeated. And you NFL motherfuckers out there that you think you want some, come on and get some anytime.